Yo guys, I hope you're having an absolutely beautiful day. Welcome back to the channel, and today's going to be a crazy video where I show you guys a live sales call recording of me closing a client for my student. It was a massive client for him. I think it was actually his first ever client. That was a massive retainer for him. And the crazy thing about this video, when you watch the recording, I'm going to go through it, break it down. When you watch it, my camera won't be on in the video, and the reason for that is because I was actually driving my Tesla back home with my dad sitting next to me, and I was talking through like the Tesla microphone, so that it was on loudspeaker. So it was a crazy experience. I managed to close them within 15 minutes, and I'm going to show you guys all this today. And obviously my student was extremely excited, extremely happy. I'm going to share that with you guys today. Let's jump straight into it. So guys, let's jump straight into this recording. And like I said, my camera is not on because I was driving my car at this point. So let's jump straight into it. And I'll also pause the recording at certain points when I want to break something down to you. Let's get into it.
Doing?
Hi, I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Right now, I'm accompanied by the CEO of Creative Scale. He's the guy that's in charge of most of the content creation for UGC and things like that.
Hey Linda, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
So Tremaine has briefed me on what you guys have talked about so far. It sounds great, to be honest. I'm very excited to get working together. Everything, you sent quite a lot of detail, so I'm very glad that you did. It makes everything a lot easier, everything a lot quicker too. So when it comes to a few details, I wanted to just run through. So just before we jump into the details, what were you looking for with these creatives? Just like a run through of what you wanted and what they're going to be used for, what platform they're going to be used for, just so I can have a better idea of what the overall goal is.
Okay, so guys, with that question, it's something that you always do, that I always do to begin with calls. The kind of first question you ask when you jump on call with them is either, what are you really looking for? If the kind of process of, before this, the context in this call is that he booked in the call by himself and he just wanted me to jump on call with him to help them to make sure that they close. So beforehand, they'd already sent over a brief of some sort of what they were looking for in terms of obviously we're selling UGC creatives, UGC production to this client. But you always want to ask to begin with, what is it you're actually looking for? What most interests you? What is your situation right now? You want to understand what they want, because then when you understand that, you can then, later on in the call, you can then use that as different levers you can pull to talk about that and focus on that part a bit more when you're selling them on working with you. So it makes it a lot easier for them to actually want to work with you, because the trust in their minds is getting built up because you're telling them exactly what they want to hear. Okay, let's continue.
So these videos would be posted on both Facebook and Instagram, potentially TikTok as well, but mostly we run the ads on Facebook. So these ads should be formatted priority 4:5 ratio, but we would want 9:16 as well. So they both have to be kind of edited differently, obviously, for safe zones. So I sent along 5 scripts, so I'm hoping to have kind of a different take from different talents for each of these.
Yep.
That's pretty much the overall expectation.
Perfect, sounds good. And you want these to be mainly kept US creators, is that correct?
Exactly.
That's perfect, okay. There's not many questions from that. You explained everything, the details you sent over. That's everything from me in terms of the details that we want to know. So the way it works from now is, after we get everything agreed, which already pretty much is, Tremaine, I think, may send the contract over. We'll then get you onboarded as a client. We'll just send you a link. It'll be a quick little form. It takes 5 or so minutes to sign through, and then we'll get started straight away. And then what you'll have access to is I'm not sure if you used ClickUp before. It's just a platform. We'll be able to see all the creatives working in the process. So you'll be able to see it from throughout the whole process, from being scripted for the creators to ready to shoot. We'll then send you the details of where to send it to, of course, the products. And you'll be able to see the creators beforehand too, and you'll be able to see each video going through the process and towards the end, and then you'll be able to see the first kind of drafts of it, and then we'll go through the edits and what you can like from the first draft, and then from there, pretty much within a week or two, everything should be good to go, and you'll have those creators delivered to you.
So what I did there, guys, is I broke down something as well you always want to do when you're very kind of close to the closing stages, or around there, to kind of push them along the line and get them across, is to tell them about the process that they're going to go through with working with you. So what it looks like, and it's because you want them to envision and trust that when they pay you this money, they're gonna know what's happened, and what they want is gonna happen actually. Because a lot of times, it's very common that people try to sell clients on a service and the client has no idea what's going to happen. Sometimes it will work, but that usually is the reason as to why clients or prospects don't really want to sign on with you. Even though they like the idea of it, they just say it's not really going to be the right time for them because they don't really trust it. And how can they trust it if they don't know what's going to happen? So what I explained here is, in as much detail as I possibly could at that time, explain what will happen, the timeline, where, for example, give them details. We're going to be using ClickUp for the dashboard where you can see each creative or each video going through the process, and the fact also pushed on the fact that you can approve everything, each step of the process, so they don't just think that they're going to pay us and get videos back and they're going to be like, oh, this is not what we wanted. So you're trying to make them, trying to like build trust with them, make them, think that, okay, this is exactly what I want, everything's going to be good, they're transparent, they're open. And I'm going to be able to see everything go through the whole process. So that's what I did here. Hey guys, just cutting in here. If you're enjoying the video so far and finding it valuable, make sure you go click subscribe and like the video just now. But I also want to personally invite you to join my new free community on School called the New Era of Entrepreneurs. Inside of this, I'm going to create exclusive trainings and walkthrough videos on, first, how to get started with building your own growth partner agency, which is the business model that I started when I was 18 as a complete beginner, and scaled it to over 50k per month in the first 6 months. And obviously, of course, still run that to this day. And number 2, trainings and walkthrough videos on how to level up your mindset and become the best version of yourself to create your dream life just like I have, alhamdulillah. And you can also watch me build and scale my new growth partner agency to 50k per month live. I'll be showing you guys every single step that I take to do it and holding nothing back at all. As well as that, of course, you're also going to be able to jump on calls with me where you can ask me pretty much anything about anything, and most importantly, become a part of a family of like-minded winners from all around the world that keep you accountable and become your brothers for life. I know this is exactly what you're dreamt of having, so the link to join, again, completely for free, no payments at all, will be in the description of this video. I'll see you inside over there. Enjoy the rest of this video.
Sounds good. So this platform that you use, is it kind of like, off of a spreadsheet, or do you use monday.com?
So it's kind of like a nicer version of Monday, yeah. It's kind of like a nicer version of Monday. It's called ClickUp. Cool. So all that is just a link. So you'll get added via that link. You'll see that link and you'll be able to see everything in front of you, all the exact scripts we're using, all the every creative through the process of being made, being shot, being edited, etc. So you just know you're kept in the loop in terms of where things are in the process.
Sounds good.
Perfect. So yeah, any other questions from you? Anything you wanted to talk about, ask, or anything, just to get a better understanding? Hello?
Sorry, I was on mute. One thing I wanted to mention about one of the products that we'll be sending out is the bone broth product. We would prefer, if possible, because it can be very easy to make this product look not appetizing, because literally it just kind of turns into brown liquid in a cup. So that's the challenge for the talent, to try and make it, like when they show preparing that product, to try and make it look as appetizing as possible. Some of our ideas were, it kind of takes it a little bit out of the UGC spectrum, but just kind of maybe, like we would totally invoice them for this, like to maybe show like all the ingredients that go into bone broth that have made it into this easy, quick on the go type of sipping broth. Just try to, like, if we can try and like express to the content creator to make the bone broth look as appetizing as possible, that would be ideal, because that's kind of some of the complaints that we've been seeing, maybe like from customers, saying that it doesn't really look appetizing to have, every single day. Sometimes people will take it in a fasted state, or they kind of just add it to like a complement to their current diet, because it is, at the end of the day, it is kind of a weight loss product. But we want the consumer to be more like, they want it to look and to taste good as well. So if we can kind of express that to the talent to try and make it that way, that would be ideal. But we have a bunch of flavors of bone broth. The only issues we've had with one of our bone broths is the original flavor, which is what we call the home style flavor. But we have I think we now have like 6 flavors. So I would be sending all of these flavors to the talent so that they can work with them, because the boxes have color differences to them. The packets that they come in all these really cool colors. So we can kind of showcase all of that. But really the challenge is to try and make the home style appetizing. It's the one flavor that we've been getting sent back as returns the highest out of all the other flavors by a long shot. So that's the only spotlight note I would say about that product. Every other product should be good to go, should be really camera friendly to work with. So just the bone broth.
Now guys, what I did there was I made sure that the prospect felt comfortable telling me what they think, what they have in their minds. You don't want to get to a point where there's just like an awkward silence after you kind of, in a sense, go through what you want to go through and say what you want to say. if after you say what you want to say, you always say something like, how does that sound? How do you feel? Is there any questions on your mind? Is there any thoughts on your mind? You want them to feel comfortable with saying to you whatever they want to say, because if they don't feel comfortable, what will happen is just say, okay, that sounds good, and then after the call, when you're meant to move forward or send them the payment link or something like this, they'll just won't move forward. They'll ask you questions again. They'll take days of back and forth, maybe even not happen. So it's something that's really important to do, to keep in mind. Whenever you stop saying what you want to say and you're finished, always say, okay, what do you think about that? Any thoughts in your mind? You can go ahead and ask me. Any questions you have, any worries you have, let me know. You want to make them feel comfortable.
That's perfect. When it comes to how many, so from my understanding, we're doing 5 creatives for this project. Obviously, in the future, we can definitely work with a lot more. So 5 creatives. And when it comes to how many creatives, how many products we're using in each creative, is it kind of thing we want to use multiple products in one creative, or one product per creative kind of thing? Or?
Yeah, it would be 1 product per creative. It'll mention in the script which product to use.
That's perfect. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, and also you mentioned, I think I remember seeing a message where it was something around where you want the creative to be was in a car or something. If there's any, obviously, if there's any exact things like you would want to see, that'll be in the onboarding form. Just like little small things that you would like want to see if it looks good. But like settings or whatever, that can be, if you want to tell me just now, or if you want to have to think about it and put it in the onboarding form, that's completely fine too.
Yeah, if you have anything on your onboarding form that mentions these types of details, I can definitely put that in. Shooting in a car is something we've actually never done, and I think it would be really interesting to see how that would do for us.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely very authentic, so we'll give that a shot.
Yeah.
Now, hear what I did again. First thing is that it shows that I've looked at what they sent me, because I focused and talked about a point of one of the small things they put in their brief, which was an idea could be one of the creators could shoot the video in a car. Now, I said that because I know that if I talk about this certain thing, which is very, very like just a small thing in the overall brief, she'll know that I paid attention. And I also second thing I did is made her feel even more comfortable by saying, if there's anything like this or anything like this in terms of like small little things they want from the service we provide for them, then we'll have an onboarding form. We can put all that in there. So that again makes her feel even more comfortable with the fact that, okay, I won't have to go back and forth and send them loads of emails about what we want, and then it'll be like weird and there won't be any streamlined process. I made her know that there's going to be an onboarding form where she can put all the information she could want to put in, and that makes sure that we give her exactly what she wants.
Yeah, definitely.
That sounds perfect. And so I guess the best way to move forward is after the call, Jermaine will send you over a contract, just a little bit contract so people know what we're doing. And also, is PayPal all good for you to send payment over?
Can we do wire transfers?
Yeah, that could work. I've got a UK bank. I'm not sure if, do you know why? Have you used Wise before? Does that work in the US?
Yeah, because we have a global team of editors, and we kind of pay them a little bit differently. Like, we have some editors who get wire transfers, and we have other editors that get paid over Payoneer.com. I don't know if you've ever used that platform. Yeah, so usually those 2 methods.
Okay, that's fine. So let me send you over those details for Payoneer then, and we'll send this just straight after the call. And as soon as that's done, we'll send you the onboarding link at the same time, and then we'll get everything started today for you.
Sounds great.
Sounds great. So yeah, that sounds good, Linda. Anything else you want to talk through, then on you go. But that sounds good for me.
Yeah, just one more question regarding the talents. Will you be choosing based off your own judgment the talents, or would you be sending like a kind of a selection of headshots of these talents? How does that process work?
Yeah, well, what I can do is I can send you, so let me know also, that's something quite good to know now, I guess, is to kind of what idea you had when it comes to what creator you'd like. Is it somebody young, somebody, let me know what you think, and then I can go ahead and look through our selection and see what would be best fit for this week.
Okay, perfect. So those inquiries would be on the onboarding form, I guess? Or do you want me to tell you now?
I mean, if you have an idea just now, that'd be useful, but if not, it's going to be the onboarding form anyway, so you can go through there.
Okay, I'll just keep all that information on the form if you have those types of questions.
Absolutely fine. Okay, is everything like that?
So again, another one of those not problems, but the questions she had in her mind. Okay, what will it look like in terms of how can we choose which creators we use? The small specific things of the service that we provide. Again, made her feel really comfortable and said that, of course, just put it into the onboarding form. We can tell you right now, and we'll cater to whatever it is that you want. Small things like this, you just want to, whenever they come up with a question, you always just want to make them feel comfortable. That's the big thing. Building the trust, and the way that you build trust is making them feel comfortable with you.
I think that's it from my end.
All
Sounds
right.
good then. Jermaine,
Yeah, I just had one question. So, as Catherine said, right now I'm just drawing up the contract. Should I send it specifically for to you or to both you and Caitlin?
I think the best way, Linda, if Jermaine doesn't already have your email, if you could put your email in the Zoom chat just now, so we can send everything via email instead.
Oh yeah, I have the email. I have her email.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So yeah, absolutely, Jermaine. I'll go solve the contract for you after this, and then we'll get everything ready. We'll send Linda that email next hour or so.
Actually, send it to my email, Tremaine. That would be more efficient. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
All right, thank you very much.
Perfect. All right. Anything else, guys?
Sounds good. I think that's for me. Everything's all good. Yeah, just one thing to make sure as well. The same price, the same fee as Jermaine talked about before. Everything's okay with that. No discussion or anything from that side.
Yeah. So we'll start with these 5 videos and assess from there. And then maybe we can reconsider a new contract if we want to continue working with you on a regular basis.
That's awesome. That's good. That's fine by me.
All right, perfect.
All right.
So again, here's something small that I did, but it's actually quite important to remember. A lot of people don't even agree on the price on the call because they just get too scared and they just think, oh, maybe, yeah, he was okay with the price I sent before, or like, whatever. But this is what usually causes, delays when it comes to you think a client's going to sign on, but then they don't sign on. It's because you haven't actually agreed on the price. They agree on working with you, but then when it comes to the exact price, if you don't agree it and get a verbal agreement with them on a call, it's not going to happen. So you need to make sure that you always re-mention the price. Are you comfortable with that price? Does it all sound good to you? Is there anything you want to talk about it? Whatever else. And she obviously just said no, it's completely fine. And I think the retainer with this one, or the one test project fee was 2K USD. So for this guy, it's insane. Profit margin was at 85%. So it's yeah, pretty good.
That's good. That's good. Good meeting you, Linda. I hope to talk to you very soon. We'll send you that email very soon anyway, in the next hour or so.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you again. Yeah, thank you again, Linda, for taking the time out of your day to come on this call, and look forward to the partnership that we'll be having together.
Perfect. I look forward to it as well.
Hi guys. See you soon.
So guys, that's pretty much the close. 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes or so, and that was the close. And keep in mind as well, there was no call before this. This was all of it. But you're gonna hear now my student's reaction. Listen to this.
Okay, have a great weekend.
Bye.
Yo, dude! Yo, bro! What? Yo, dude! Yo! It was so easy, dude! Yo!
You know it's UGCs are a lot easier to sell than ads.
Yeah, bro, holy crap. Like, I was so nervous for no reason, dude. Jeez.
And what he said there is very, very true. People just get so nervous on sales calls for no reason. They put so much importance and so much added on thoughts onto this sales call, where in actual fact, I closed this client for this guy while I was driving my car back home with my dad sitting next to me, and the audio was shit, camera wasn't on, and it was just a normal conversation within 10 minutes, and they were happy to move forward with a very high price for what it actually was. So yeah, guys, that goes to show. I mean, you can play the rest of this, but it's just him being very excited. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video and found it valuable. I usually only post stuff like this inside of my free community because that is where I give everything away. I post my sales call recordings, I post trainings that I make and how I do my outreach, how I sign clients. But I wanted to post this on YouTube because I'm sure for a lot of you, this may be the first ever real sales call recording you've ever watched, especially with an e-com brand and closing them for a very good offer that can upsell to 5K or even 10K per month in the following months after the first project. And of course, this young guy, my student, is only 19 years old from South Africa. So if he can do it as a complete beginner, then you can 100% do the same. So hopefully this inspires you to believe that you can actually do this for yourself. You can do the work to book in the calls with massive e-com brands or influencers, whatever it may be, and then go ahead and close them. So if you are ready to do that work, then I will see you inside my free community. The link will be below. In that community, I'm going to be creating trainings every single week about how I send my clients, how I scaled my growth planner agency from 0 to over 50K per month in the first 6 months when I first started out as a complete beginner, and also a lot about how I leveled up my mindset and became the person I needed to be to create my dream life. And also as well, I'm going to be hosting weekly calls. So on those calls, you can jump on and ask me anything at all. Have that one-on-one time with me, and I'm doing this all completely for free. So go ahead, do not miss this out. The link will be below in the description. I will see you in there. Much love, guys.